Bitcoin, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire, and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACD, the moving averages, and the daily support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Saturday, the 5th of September. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, it's a bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see Bitcoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 10.365 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 10.764. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Bitcoin to break through to 10,700 levels. Barring extended rally on the day, expect the first major resistance level and Friday's high to be capping any upside. Friday's high was sitting at 10.644. In the event of a breakout, could see Bitcoin target 11,000 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 11.043. A fall through the pivot level would bring the first major support level sitting at 10.089 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should avoid sub-10s. Second major support level sits at 9.687. Looking at the MACD, we're seeing a slight narrowing of the bullish histograms, suggestive of a possible pullback. And we're seeing the 50 EMA pull back from the 100 and 200, also supportive of a bearish day ahead. So key through the morning will be to avoid a fall through 10,500 levels and the pivot level at 10.365 to bring that first major resistance level and then 11,000s into play. Moving across to EOS against the US dollar, it's a bullish start to the morning. Going to need to see EOS avoid a fall through the pivot at 2.9402 to support a run at this first major resistance level, sitting at 3.3044. Going to need to see another broad-based crypto rally for EOS to break out from yesterday's high, however, that's sitting at 3.2468. So barring another broad-based crypto rally, expect that first major resistance level to pin EOS back. In the event of a breakout, could see EOS target 3.5s before any pullback, but that's going to need to see a broad-based crypto rally on the day. A fall through the pivot level would bring the first major support level sitting at 2.6335 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, EOS should avoid sub 2.6 and Friday's low 2.5759. Second major support level sits at 2.2693. Looking at the MACDs, we're seeing a widening of the bullish histogram, supportive of this morning's breakout. We're also seeing the 50 EMA narrow the gap on the 100 and the 200, supportive of a bullish day ahead. So key through the morning, a move back through to 320s to bring that first major resistance level into play and then give EOS a run at 3.5s. Avoiding that pivot level and sub 2.9s will be key through the morning. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar. It's also a bullish start to the morning here. Going to need to see EOS avoid a fall through the pivot at 380.88 to support a run of the first major resistance level sitting at 406.27. Support from the broader market going to be needed to break out from Friday's high that was at 400.8. So we're expecting resistance at 400 to persist. In the event of a breakout, could see Ethereum break through to 410s before any pullback. Unlikely to see the second major resistance level of 426 to come into play. Fall through the pivot will bring the 38.2% fib at 367 into play. Barring another crypto sell-off, should see Ethereum avoid sub 360s. Got the first major support level sitting at 360.97 to limit any downside. Looking at the MACDs, we've got the widening of the bullish histogram, supportive of the early move. We did have a bearish crossover of the 100 through the 200 yesterday, however, and we're seeing the 50 pull back from the 100 and the 200, suggestive of a pullback through the morning. So key through the early part of the day would be to avoid a fallback through to sub 390s and that pivot level at 380.88. A move back through to 400 would support a breakout through that first major resistance level. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, tracking the broader market early on, finding support. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fall through the pivot, 0.2534, to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 0.2665. Going to need to see a broad-based crypto rally through the morning to support a breakout from the early morning high, 0.25999. So barring an extended rally through the day, yesterday's high at 0.2659 and that first major resistance level should cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Ripple's XRP target 0.27 levels before any pullback. Should fall well short of the second major resistance level that sits at 0.2790, however. Fall through the pivot level would bring the first major support level sitting at 0.2410 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.24s. Second major support level sits at 0.2279. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bullish histogram in the early part of the day, supportive of the early upside. Nothing conclusive, however, to suggest a breakout on the day. Looking at the 50 EMA, we are seeing that bottom out against the 100, but we are seeing the 100 pull back from the 200, however, supportive of a possible pullback through the morning. Key through the early part of the day, however, is for Ripple's XRP to avoid a fall through the pivot and to move back through to 0.26 levels to then target first major resistance level and then 0.27 levels.